Hello, everybody. As you probably know, it's me, the Red Mage Crow, and welcome to a game known as Ravenous Devils. And a bit of a warning for, most of you. This game is going to get surprisingly dark. As if the title doesn't even relatively suggest that. So, a little bit of a context. Meat prices are high, and we basically have to go a completely different route in order to make a living. And what's one of the most, numerous amounts of meat on the planet? Well, I guess you can kind of guess at this point. If you can't, it's going to be kind of a weird day. Okay, so there's multiple save things. This game is like $5 on Steam.
Slept while we were on the train.
Here we go.
Thoughts kept me awake with a burning fever to see our new home. My wife Hildred and I decided to move suddenly. She hurriedly packed our luggage, taking only what was strictly necessary.
I love this guy's voice.
We got a good deal buying this place near the river, which had previously been owned by a well-known barber in the town.
This house is surprisingly large. There's enough space on the ground floor to turn it into a beautiful pub, while downstairs in the basement there's already a large, cozy kitchen. I can't wait to get to know my new customers. I've always enjoyed watching people eating the meals I've cooked for them lovingly. My husband, Percival, has cleaned the first floor and set his room up for business. A fancy tailor shop. Oh, it won't be long before we see the women from the local district showing off the beautiful outfits he has made for them. We are going to bring home the gold with our business.
You may wonder what the secret behind our success is. Our loyal clients, obviously. Fantastic people. I feel kind of sorry about killing them. We've decided to use an unusual ingredient in our specialties as a result of the insanely high meat prices, due to sheer hunger, or simply because it tastes so delicious. Human flesh is highly appreciated. We do not know the reason why, and we don't really care.
But don't worry. We don't waste anything. Even their clothes are cleverly reused by Percival. They just need a little patching up, and then they are ready for sale again. At full price, of course. We are working so damn hard to do things right and earn as much money as we can.
So, yeah, that's kind of the main process of this entire game. We are not the heroes. We are indeed the villains. Okay, we are running out of meat fast. The people in this town are like hungry dogs. And seriously, that voice acting was really top-notch. So it's gonna be kind of like, what's that one game? The one where, like, you basically are locked into a town, and you basically go places, you try to loot things. I don't relatively know. It's kind of like that game a little. At least this means that moving here was the right choice. We'll get rich. Not too fast, darling. We must keep a low profile and work hard. You know all too well how much we are risking. Yes, I know. You don't have to keep repeating that. Throw this corpse down into the kitchen. I'll take care of it. Alright, let's grab this poor wretch. Sooner or later, I'm gonna end up breaking my back. Now I need to throw the corpse through the trap door. He'll be in the kitchen in no time. Okay. We just throw it down, and down it goes all the way to the kitchen. Finally, fresh meat. And just so we all are clear, we are not going to do like a extensive playthrough. This is probably going to be a one and done type deal. The trapdoor is working brilliantly. It's time to stock up on some minced meat. The new meat grinder is great for larger prey. Let's grab the corpse. Now it's time to grind. Oh man, I do love a good grind.
Pie or meatball? What will be your
Oh God! Oh, that's brutal. Ugh. I should take a look at my grandma's recipe book. I'll also be able to add all my future recipes to it. And oh, there it is. It looks like with a little bit of meat and wheat, we can make a pie. Lovely. Well, I need flour and minced meat to make a delicious meat pie. I can already smell it cooking. Let's take one of the ingredients. We'll get the flour. We'll put it here. We'll grab the meat. Put it here. And then we're all set to cook. And we put it into the oven. It's already hot. It will be ready soon. By making some changes, I could cook faster. Or we could fix these other two ovens, though we'd need more money for that. We'll work that out later. The meat pies are looking golden brown. Time to take them out. I wonder if I can overcook them and waste it. Take a look at upstairs. The display stand is empty, so I'll place these meat pies on there. This way the customers will be able to serve themselves. So we go and we put it up there, and we just use the mouse scrolling wheel to do so.
Ready to eat.
Alright, we're all set up. I wonder if my husband is ready too. He has to clean up that mess on the floor. Take a look. It's a bloodbath. I have to clean this up. No one can come up here until there's no blood left on the floor. Let's get the mop to clean.
There's
And
blood everywhere.
nice. I feel like this is going to be a nice little game, you know? And for $5, it doesn't seem that bad either. I stole some clothes earlier. The display mannequin in exposition isn't dressed. I could patch up some of the stolen clothes and resell them. At a steep price, of course. Waste not, want not. This may be a humble shop, but I am a professional. Back to business. Let's take a stolen cloth from that pile. Let's give this new sewing machine a whirl. It's not going very fast, but I can wait. Coordination and cooperation are the core of our business. I should adjust the timing of my work according to Hildred's needs. The clothes are finally ready. Let's put them on the mannequin. Lovely, lovely. So, yes, we're going to have to swap between the two to make this more effective. Everything seems to be set ready. Now we can welcome our customers. Open up the shops. My dear customers, please come inside. Take what you desire. It's lucky that I filled the display stand, otherwise they'd have been waiting while I was cooking. Every meal has a different price. I cannot give it all away for free, after all. I'll mark them differently from one another in the recipe book. They will pay a lot for my delicious meals. Oh, it seems like someone is looking for a new outfit. You never know if your work and style will be appreciated by people. Always keep in mind to do the best job you can. We don't want bad reviews getting out. I have an appointment pretty soon. I need to take a client's measurements. Wait for the client to arrive. Must be him. Now we are alone. I can provide Hildred with some more meat. I'll take these clothes. You won't be needing them anymore. Let's throw the corpse down to the kitchen. God, that's brutal.
There's blood everywhere.
Of course there's blood everywhere. I like how he just threw it on the thing. Down the kitchen. They're probably going to make me go all the way down there. I always have to remind myself to clean up. I'm not confident that Hildred is doing a great job. Coordination is key, so we'll do that. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll put him into the grinder. Let's see how he's doing. Okay, just go ahead and grab that, do that. She's grinding, he's working. She can grab that. No, put that back. Apparently I can just... pick that up. We'll kill him. Grab one of these. Put that there. Let's go ahead and get that ready. Take that, put it in the oven. Throw that down. Clean up. Quickly now, quickly. The oven is cooking. We'll take this. We'll put it in here. Meat pie. Put that there. We'll go ahead and do this. Throw that there. Grab that. Do that. I guess we could technically... Okay, and then...
There's blood everywhere.
We'll just throw this out so that this guy can get his clothes, grab some meat. Oh wait, I think that she put it back.
There's blood everywhere.
Put that there. Ooh, man, this is gonna be difficult to kind of manage, honestly. Okay, now we mop. She's waiting on the cooking. I can basically go ahead and make new clothes. I should probably have just done that beforehand so that this person's not really waiting. We can definitely make another pie, though. Oh, no, I guess we can't because we only have one thing. So we can manage that. Quickly grab that and put it over here.
It's really warm.
We'll go ahead, grab this, put it here. And while that's working, we can definitely get our next victim. We can do that. We can moiter you. That there. This over here. Put that in the oven. Starting over is never easy. This is going to be very difficult later. There are a lot of improvements that need to be made. I wrote this list of things we need to do to improve our business. And this way we will serve as many customers as possible with fancier shops. Let's see what we can improve. Okay, ingredients. Unlock a meat grinder, so I guess we get more meat grinders. Or, no, we already have that, I guess? Well cooked meat is better. Unlock a table to make some steaks. Sausages, unlock a sausage stuffer. Flour, blood red, tomatoes. In the kitchen, we could get more workbenches. We could get better ovens. We could do oven speed. We could up the speed of the meat grinder, which would probably be good. But now we got to think of this like practically, okay? We got to think of this practically. We only got about 38. Is that euros? I want to say that's euros. I could definitely be wrong. If you do know what that symbol is, go ahead and let me know. I could definitely look it up, but algorithm. Okay, so we want to make money as fast as possible. We could definitely up the speed. However, that's not necessarily going to make it so that we can, make everything faster. So, do we need more ingredients? That's just going to kind of slow us down, I feel. Do we want to, make the machines go faster? Well, not everybody is going to be coming in at the, at like very high neck paces. Do we want to like do stuff for the pub? The pub might be a good idea. However, if we get tables, now people will have to start waiting. So it's probably not a good idea to actually do that at this point. We are going to get a greenhouse later, so that is going to be good. I feel like the meat grinder is definitely probably the best choice here, just primarily because we have an extra body. So we'll go with the meat grinder. We don't have any males, and we can also get some different skins. Oh, and therefore... Oh my god, that is so cool! I like that one! Is there, like, one here for her, too? The undead variety. So she's like a zombie. That's cool. Okay. And the report seems like we're doing good. Nothing too much here. So... we gotta definitely get everything ready. Maybe more mannequins is definitely a good idea. We could definitely make more money in his little section than hers. We should probably grind these guys up. I am kind of curious to know whether or not we can burn the pies. So let's grab this. We can open up that. Does not seem like we can it does not seem like we can burn them. But it is a good idea to try to manage this the best we can. Okay, I think it's a good idea to open up shop. Everything seems to be in good setting. I do feel so. We will want more like jazz. I do feel that is something that we will want more of, because right now there is legitimately nothing. We are open, so people are coming in now. We could definitely get ready for that next meat pie. We can kind of keep an eye on prices, so that means that somebody has come in. I can moita this dude. We can then put this out. How this guy doesn't get any blood on his clothes is beyond me. Like, that's just ludicrous. So now I just go ahead and do that. We're out of meat pies now.
Good.
I'm going way too fast. Oh no. Might be a good idea that before we send them down there to like throw clothes onto like one of these guys. We gotta manage very well. And then we can have her go and get the meat pies ready. Which would be a very good idea. And only having 2 characters as well is going to be a fairly difficult endeavor, I feel. Because there's only 2 people to kind of put all these tasks together. It's definitely not going to be easy, but we're going to have a fairly good time, I feel. Seeing as how they haven't bought anything yet, we'll take this, we'll put it up here.
As fast as I can.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you kindly. And I feel like it's getting like a little bit familiar, so it's not going to be as difficult. Like once you kind of get into the groove of things, you're kind of in a decent position, I do feel. You can grab one of those, you can pick that up, you can put that there, you can go there. Like once you get into the rhythm, you can do fairly well, I do kind of figure. And we can take that. We have way too much meat. We could technically start making, meat pies, I guess. Just because we have so much meat. If anything, it's his resource that I'm a little bit worried about, to be perfectly honest. Just because, like, we are kind of running out a bit. Let's just see, like, what happens when we make, like, the little hamburger-looking thing. And how much it could potentially fill. Like, meat pies are good and whatnot, don't get me wrong, but
As fast as I can.
it would be a definite good idea to get rid of as much meat as possible. Yep, you do need your hands free for that. I better check today's earnings. I hope all of our clients were satisfied with our work. This way, word will spread and our shop's reputation will improve. That alone is not enough, though. We should probably buy some new work tools. I'm sure even well-known people will visit our shops then. Lovely. Okay, so this is our shop's reputation. Seems like we are definitely doing good. And we can definitely get these guys to work better. The faster we get things done, I feel the better. So we'll most likely be investing in speed, and then we'll start investing in the multiple jazz that we do have. I think that's the key here. Okay, so now the question is whether or not I want to make the kitchen faster, or whether or not I want the tailor lab to be faster. Oh, I get an additional piece of cloth? That would actually be a lot better, honestly. Because noticing him, he has, like, the least amount of anything. And honestly, like, probably getting him another mannequin would also kind of be nice, too. Or, no, maybe... The main question here is, what do we need for her? Another oven for, like, meat pies? Because I'm thinking about it, right? She has so much meat right now, it's crazy. Oven speed might just be the best idea, to be perfectly honest. Oh, so I do have to pay for these. Okay. Duly noted. Well, I don't have any money left, so I won't do it. Now, I do have a couple of questions about this game. Like, first things first, not a question, but my goodness, I kind of like this music. It's not too, like, annoying, and it's just, like, interesting enough to actually, you know, keep your attention on this game. Now, I do feel like, for instances, I do want to say that I do not believe that... How should I say this? If the developer ever decides to watch this, I do feel like, you know, having the character, you know, continuously kill people would be a relatively bad idea. I feel like you need to pick and choose your battles, which would add kind of like a nice little dynamic to the game. Oh, something happens.
A letter just arrived. We moved here not long ago. No one should know us. Who may have sent this?
Ooh,
Did you tell anyone about our departure?
Silence. Let me read. God, someone knows our secret.
Uh-oh. What does it say? Nothing good. Just threats. Apparently the sender knows us really well. We have an admirer. We can't leave again. We spent everything we had on this building.
I don't like this situation either, but I don't think he means trouble. Rather, he could be a rich client. He talks about a reward.
I wouldn't just trust that.
We haven't much choice.
So, what do we do?
Now, nothing. We just play his game. He'll get back to us. If what's written in this letter is true, we wouldn't risk our lives by leaving. He seems to be a powerful man in the city.
Well then, let's hope we'll get some money out of this.
Never a dull day for us. I'll get back to work.
Me too. So, as I was saying, like, I do feel like you should pick and choose your battles rather than actively, killing everyone on sight. I don't know if that's going to come into play later, because they could very well have, actually put that into the game, and I'm just not at the point where it would honestly, matter. Oh, we got mails. Oh, look, we got lore. My esteemed Rhodes, I must admit that your arrival in the city has got me pretty excited, and please, I beg of you, not to interpret these words as a threat, but merely as a great opportunity. I know what is going on at your shop. I do often wonder how you manage all those corpses. In any case, I decided to contact you to ask for a favor. But before I do that, I would like to assure you, your secret is safe with me. If you do what I'm about to request, that is. I have been eating human flesh for a long time. I am sure you will not find what I say as shocking as others might, though. You cannot even imagine how difficult it has been for me to get my fill. From now on, however, with you around, I trust things will be far easier for me. I will give you specific instructions for the prey that I would like to savor. After all, I will not just settle for the average Londoner. There's a period and an exclamation mark. Once the targets have been killed, you will prepare a delicious banquet for me. It will be perfect. When your job is done, a life-changing reward will await you. I would like to suggest that you do not attempt to run away. I will be watching your every move and will know where you are at all times. Moreover, I suppose the local police force would greatly appreciate a tip-off regarding the unexplained disappearances in town. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everybody who has disappeared has come to our shop. Someone has to know that this would be the last place that they would go, right? You would think that. So that must be what everyone would think. Why wouldn't they assume that? Ah, I see. So we can do it as kind of like a last resort if we're kind of tight on time, but we do get less money for it. Gotcha.
I like this color.
Still, it does make me wonder how they can kill all these people and not actually get caught for it. That's just my thoughts on it, though. If anything, who knows, maybe that might make things a tad more difficult.
Moving there.
That could just flat out be that maybe it would add some more dynamic to the game. I do not 100% know. But I also feel like it would add to a bit of the strategy, which, maybe the developers don't intend this to be like a relatively difficult game. Maybe this is just like a nice little game that they wanted to put out for people to spend a little bit of time, you know, jazz. I mean, look, there's another person here, and I'm going to kill them because I'm a violent man.
There's blood everywhere.
And I can put them down, and I can probably restock. There we go. We can throw this person down there. We can put that there. Then we can clean up, and then we can throw another one on. No, we put that there, and then we throw that there. I think that's a good way to go about it. Put that over there. We're getting way too many corpses. Might be a good idea to kind of stop with the killing. Clean up. And is there like a way to lose too?
Now I just wait.
I feel like if you don't clean up this, people won't come. So, at least that's what it seems to have been implying. If we don't do anything, do we just kind of, you know, not do anything either? Like, what happens? How do we lose? I'm sure that it's just because it's the early game and the farther in we go, and why are you coming in here? Why are you already, like... Do I really, like... I don't know if I need to kill them or not. I already have so many bodies.
There's
Like,
blood
it's
everywhere.
absolutely ludicrous. I have 3 bodies and I'm already maxed out on meat. We might need, like, a different meat option or something. Like, will steaks, like, make more meat for us? Is that, like, something?
All right. It's really warm.
Oh, and then that was the day. Yeah, see, there are some ways to get bad orders. There are a way to get mixed orders. So does seem to be, like, actual, like, orders? Like, maybe getting sausages would be good. See, I'm not 100% sure is the main thing. I think we don't do anything to upgrade. I think we just flat out... We'll open shop. Because we already have that. We have that. We're cleaning that up. We throw this onto this guy right here. And then we'll do that. Is that just like... No. I don't know what that little, like, blood splash thing kind of is.
Now I just wait.
I mean, we could technically get more meat grinder, and maybe that would allow us to store more meat, but as of right now, we just have so many bodies. I can get rid of one. Do not come back here. Goodness gracious. Stop. Can I put more meat into the pies? Is that, like, something I can do? Right now, I just feel kind of overwhelmed with how much meat I'm getting. Maybe getting tables would be a good idea. Maybe we'd be able to get rid of more meat that way. We can, like, sell more meat pies.
All right.
Yeah, that might actually be the way to go. Because right now, we just have way too much meat. There's nothing for this poor lad to do up here. Grab that, put it up here. Grab this, put it out here.
This is a masterpiece.
Grab this, put it on here. Kill her. Probably start getting to work on the next pie.
Blood everywhere.
I also feel like he should have more than just that line, because it sounds like that's his only line, and it is getting kind of old pretty fast. I will say that much. I do like the little swishing sounds. I do have to manage her a tad bit better, too. I haven't really been managing her very well. Need to get started on the pies right away, and he's gonna come in here. Nope, okay, thank the Lord. Just buy it and let us be done.
As fast as I can.
Okay, we're almost done for the day. Fine, we'll take you two. Look, we're almost, like, full on this one, too. We're gonna need another mannequin. There's also, like, you know, the, how is it that, like, the human meat don't go bad either? You know? Like,
It's really warm. Moving there.
I do feel like there is a bit of stuff to relatively consider. And those were our last clients, so there goes. Okay, so we got more mail. Elliot Carson is your first target. He is a young and greatly committed businessman. It is impossible not to be thrilled by the stories of his travels. He wanders around the city in his free time, talking to everyone, even those filth-covered country louts. He has no objectification to frequenting even the most infamous establishments, as he believes that there is always something new to learn. Even in such places, in my opinion, he is a disgustingly virtuous man. Anyway, all of this will work to our advantage, and in fact, it should not be too much of a challenge to lure him into your hovel. Sorry, no offense. I am sure you will have plenty of time to spruce up the place. Mr. Carson is a very charismatic person and an eloquent speaker. I have had the pleasure of having him as my guest at some of my most famous parties. He's a good-looking man. You will recognize him for sure. His eyes are like two blue magnetic spheres that simply drive me crazy. Just the right size to eat in one bite. Kill him and preserve the body. I look forward to this immensely. Okay. So, I could also put more displays. I don't know what's the right move here. Tables are more expensive. A display is less expensive. And we're kind of getting to the point where we need to put more stuff out. And I'm not entirely sure if a table is relatively worth it. I'll get a display and a mannequin. That way we can do the work twice as fast. Mannequin is already... Oh, it's right there. Okay. I have a mannequin back there. Why can't I use that one?
I like this color.
If anything, I don't know if time is moving in this preparation portion of the stage. Like, I should have at least, like, a little bit of, you know, time moving on and whatnot, I do feel.
As fast as I can.
I just kind of, like, restock that one? Yes, kind of. Well, we'll open shop. Everything seems to be at least in a fairly decent place, I feel. I wonder if it's going to be like, Challenger approaching! Wee woo wee woo! That'd be kind of funny. It just means that I have to, like, make sure to kill everyone that I possibly can, I guess. And how much do these meat pies fill? I'm gonna assume 3.
As fast as I can.
Should get rid of some of the before I kill someone else. Okay. There we go.
Or a meatball.
We'll just kind of get some of the bodies out of the way. That way we can kill a little bit more. I wonder if I can walk out with a body. That'd be kind of funny. Okay, so now we're having a little bit more activity because we have more stuff to be doing. So that's relatively good. I should clean up the place. I should start making more meat pies. Gotta start killing some more corpses. Gotta start doing jazz. We can kind of see what they're doing, like, down here, too, which I should really have been noticing. Grab that. Put that in. Put that... Yeah, I kind of told you to grab it. I'm sorry. Okay, we're running low on meat pies. Go ahead and put that in. This, put it in there. I got you some pies, don't worry. I'm also very grateful that they have, like, at least some clothes on. They didn't just flat out, you know, strip them naked. And it looks like we're going to be getting our last clientele soon. That's just gross. I'm not a big fan of that. But that's the whole point of the game. I do need to manage her faster, though. People are coming in, taking 2 things, which is quite a feat in and of itself, I would assume. But, like, now I'm having, like, enough, you know, people coming in, taking all the meat and, you know, all that type of jazz that I can basically start focusing a little bit on this, and that's kind of cutting into, like, putting it out and all that different type of jazz, which is really good. Okay, so I'm guessing that this is the story portion. I wonder if this is him. He said that he was, like, the right mouthful or something. Or I guess it's him? He's really tall. Well, there's also, like, these nice little cutscenes, which is kind of nice. Good day, Mr. Percival. I am Elliot Carson. Your shop is making the news in this city. People say that it's impossible to find such high-quality clothes elsewhere. Some acquaintances of mine came by recently to tell me that I should pay you a visit. I didn't know a tailor has opened up here. The clothes on display look exquisite, but I suggest you clean this place a little. By the way, I'm going to commission a suit before I depart for my next trip. Nice to meet you, Mr. Carson. Like, it took me this long in order for me to actually greet you from your babbling. It would be my pleasure to tailor something for you. What kind of suit are you after? Is it for you or the boy? I'll need to take measurements first. For me, of course. I need a very durable suit for hunting. He's just my assistant. You may pretend as if he is not here. And if he bothers you, I can kick him out. Am I right, boy? I'm a brick wall, mister. Just the way I like it. Anyway, I'm just passing through to take a look at your humble shop. I'm leaving now as I have plans for today, Mr. Percival. But I will return again in the near future, if you don't mind. Of course not. Feel free to come back whenever you feel. Thank you for coming. See you again soon, Mr. Elliot. Much obliged. See you soon. Come on, you loafer. We're leaving. Say goodbye to Mr. Percival. Goodbye. That's so sad. He must be our target. The sender of these letters isn't joking. Next time, I will have some work to do. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So now we should definitely get everything ready for the day. Find some upgrades. The sewing machine speed could be a little bit faster. Definitely. But, like, now I'm also kind of getting the feeling that we should make some more, you know, food to actively keep up the pace, you know? But I also feel like they're locked. Let's see. What would be a good one to go for? Oh, I can't get any of the food. She could technically use this to cook more. But I feel like we would need another oven. We could get another mannequin. That would give us more clothes. I don't think that's the right choice. Like, if we get more displays, the less I have to... The quote-unquote less I have to actually display something. No, we save. We save. That's what we're going to do.
They look good.
That's what we're gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna stick to. We're gonna save, and we're gonna get some new food. And with new food, we should get more, we should get more recipes.
As fast as I can. Now just wait.
I think that our man up here is, yep, he's pretty well stocked. I think that it's time to open up shop, and then this will be the last day that I play. Or should I go and try to kill that guy? I actually might go and try to, like, go up until, like, we kill that man. I think that's a good way. A good thing. Yes. Now, if I put it up there now, it's just gonna be a waste. I'm gonna wait. I also wouldn't mind there being, like, a, you know, button to kind of fast forward time a bit. Maybe not, though. This might just be, like, a decent speed. I mean, it could be a little bit faster. I feel like it could definitely be a tad bit faster to actually, like, get everything done. Like, the people could be walking a little bit faster. Maybe keep us, like, walking, you know, the same amount of speed, but, like, make everyone else kind of move a little bit faster so that they can get to and from. That very well could be, like, something fairly decent to consider. But if they did move a little bit faster, that would give us more opportunities to actually get certain stuff, you know, get more money. So maybe it's not the right idea. Maybe we're moving at just the right pace in order for everything to be kind of balanced. Which fairly well could be the case.
It's really warm.
But altogether, like, though the dark tone is here, there's nothing that relatively does set it kind of apart from a couple of other kind of resource management type games. I do feel like I do have way too many corpses. That's definitely for sure. Like, I don't feel like this is like a resource management at this point. I feel like I just have way too many resources. Okay, we'll go and we'll put some more meat pies up, and then we'll go and put this down. We'll go and put this in there. I don't know if people can come in with all the blood on the floor.
Moving there.
Then we can get her working on the next batch. Okay. I was a little bit worried that she was, like, going to come in. But it seems like there is quite a bit of time before each person comes in to get, like, tailored. That I do feel. And I definitely don't want to, like, you know, overextend a resource, right? I'm pretty sure that I can put this in here and get, like, 10, but I really don't want to, like, waste a resource. We are getting a lot more money now, though. That much is clear. Like, we're at, like, 60 and whatnot.
I like this color.
I do like how he's like, I like this color.
All right. There's blood everywhere.
Like, it doesn't have to be like, there's blood everywhere. You could be like, this place is a mess.
I should get this cleaned up.
You know, jazz like that. Oh, another cutscene with the lady this time. Hi. Good morning, Mr. Percival. Am I too early? The shop still seems to be closed.
Good morning. Not at all, Lady Alice Swin. How do I know your name? This was never actually mentioned, but maybe I'm going to mention it here. Please, do come in. Were you in need of a new dress?
Yes, I have an appointment.
Please, be my guest. Go in front of the mirror. I'll be right in there a moment.
This must be the place. That trap door. Those clothes. Oh my god. Everything Jack told me was true. Should I tell him anything? I don't know how he'll react. I'm here for one reason. I won't mess this up.
Here I am. Let's get to work.
I was thinking something delicate. Maybe in light blue tones?
Is this dress for something special? Maybe an occasion? You don't mind my asking.
A funeral.
Well then, if I may offer my opinion, I'm not sure light blue is particularly suitable for a funeral.
It won't matter. In fact, I don't think anyone will say anything to me. I'll be the one laying in the coffin.
What do you mean?
I'm dying, and there's nothing that can be done. I'm already roaming this world like a ghost. I would kill myself. I'm not brave enough to do such a thing. Only someone could free me from this burden. Is asking to die without suffering too much? Well, maybe. Hi, I'm sorry, but I need to interrupt you, Percival. I have something to show you downstairs.
I'm working, Eldred.
Please, Percival. You need to come with me. I'm sure you can set another appointment for the lady. You were just starting anyways. Maybe it was a mistake coming here. I'm so sorry. I have to go now. Sorry for wasting your time. Was she alright? Did you traumatize her somehow?
I haven't touched her. She said that she's dying of a disease.
Poor soul.
Anyways, what's so important?
Let's go. I'll show you. What, are we getting slandered? Is somebody break a window? Nothing really seems too different. So, do you like it?
What?
Don't you notice anything new?
No.
Look up there. I put some flowers.
Oh, I see.
I decided to put up some decorations in here. Customers will appreciate it. Now they have something to look at while they wait. Do you like it?
It's a good start. But we definitely need something more. You seriously interrupt me for this?
Yes, it is really important. I'll make customers happier. Fine. I'll go back to killing. Apparently that's the only thing you enjoy.
Not the only one.
Aw, gave her a kiss. That's cute. It's so bad. I kind of see this as like my sister and her boyfriend. Oh no. That's not a good thing. Oh no. Well, there's literally nothing for him to do. Oh, the ingredients are already on the tray. I was already getting to work on actually baking the pies. Let's see what kind of upgrades we can get. Oh, look, we can actually put up some more decorations. Decorate the pub to increase clients' patience. We don't have a problem with that, but might be a good idea. Oh yeah, I did say that I wanted... Let's go with sausages. They're cheap, but they should be relatively decent at the very least. Oh, hey, look at that. We can make a sausage stuffer. We can produce more sausages. Why not? New recipe is unlocked. So how is a sausage work? So... Okay, so we just need to stuff it. But we can also make whatever the hell this is. What is that? More salt, olive oil, and love. Is that on every single page? The ingredients is crime. I like the little doodle here. My hubby's favorite is this one right here. I do. Look, meow. Aw, look at that. That's cute. I love this. This is so nice. It's like... It's not something, you know, that you definitely... there's no tray here. Oh, it's because I have something. Do I have to... So how do I get more sausages?
As fast as I can.
Do I have to put these guys in there? Let's just try to figure out how it works before we go any further. We'll grab a body and we'll put it in here. Maybe that might be how it works. Okay, that looks to be it. Jesus. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh, please do not also, like... I can assure you, 4 of them did not come out. Okay, well, if anything, at least that's something for, like, you know, more of the bodies. So that's at least good.
I should clean this from time to time.
And this one definitely seems to take up a lot more of her time, I feel. There might be, like, a upgrade. Okay, so we get 1 weenie. We got 1 flour, we put it in together, and now we make some kind of, like...
Now, I just wait.
I want to say, like, panini, but that's not what a panini is. A panini is basically grilled cheese with a piece of, like, meat in between, I think. It's kind of like a spinach puff, but it not being a spinach puff.
Smells so good.
But now getting, like, a better table would definitely work. Because now we have 2 different things that we can make. More displays. Maybe the table would be good. That might be a good idea. Could definitely possibly do it. Also, it's really warm thing is kind of like... Are the clothes really warm? Is it warm out tonight? What's really warm? You want to elaborate a little bit? I wonder if there's also like there are no prices next to them, so I guess at the very least like jazz. I'm gonna at least try getting the sausages down and out of the way. Because I am deathly curious as to how they all relatively work out in the end.
Baking time.
Having more ovens, a better table would be good. There's a lot of things to relatively consider. I'm getting a little bit too into this game. It's technically been a quote-unquote hour of playing this. I say quote-unquote because I definitely took some breaks here and there. But still. Okay, we'll get this started.
All
At the
right.
very least. She should really get started on her next little entourage. How much am I getting from these things? 165. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's probable that the sausages aren't necessarily profitable, but we make more sausages out of them than we do with the meat grinder, and because of that, we sell them for less, but because we get more and we sell them less, we're getting more out of it. I don't know if that's like the way of thinking about it. I think my brain isn't working, guys. So because we get more out of putting a body into this, we make less. Because we only get 2 from here, and I think that we get like 3 or 4. Maybe.
As fast as I can.
But things are definitely getting to be a lot faster. That's for sure. Those were our last clients for today. Or no, we still have some clients coming.
Moving there.
I also really like how they continue going to where, like, I point them, even if, like, you know, they're not entirely, like, done with what they were initially doing. Okay. Oh. What the hey? Please help me. Have you seen my parents? My mother. My mother. I can't find my mother. What's wrong, little one? My mom left yesterday because she needed to patch her coat, but she never came back. My husband certainly didn't see her. Maybe something happened to her before she got here. These are strange times, my little boy. It's dangerous to be walking about the city alone. Now come on, get out of here. I need to open up shop soon. But madam, please, I'm really hungry. Don't you have anything to give me? All right. I think I have some leftovers. Imagine if she just gave him his mom in a freaking bag. Oh, that's... Thank you, madam. You are an angel. Goodbye. And even today, I'm sure of a place in heaven. I don't think you'll be going there, though. Okay, so we got some mail.
My dear colleagues, as I've already mentioned in a previous letter, I've been observing your steps for a long time, and to be honest, you intrigued me even before arriving here at Hither Blue Lake. When it comes to food, there is no place unknown to me. This is how I knew you had a little shop in Merseyside, where you made a lot of money. Unfortunately, something went wrong at some point along the way, and the local competition accused you of selling rat meat, damaging your business's reputation. I remember seeing the news all over the local papers, and knew it wouldn't be long before the authorities launched an investigation. Then, suddenly, a fire. I do wonder which one of you came up with that brilliant idea. Your previous shop turned into rubble, leaving nothing left besides ashes and 2 unrecognizable corpses wearing the owner's clothes. They thought you were dead, but I suppose by the time all this happened, you had already boarded your train. Brilliant! I must confess that I almost fell for it too. Later, a mysterious couple, priding themselves on offering the best meat pies in town, opened up a new shop in Southfolk. Many of my friends had said that you could even enjoy the pleasant company of the landlady, a beautiful woman. It could have been just one big coincidence. 2 people, couples, and 2 different places, and there would have been nothing odd about any of it. But something didn't quite add up to me. My suspicions were confirmed when the shop in Southfolk closed down. You were spotted leaving in a hurry with very little luggage. Did someone uncover your secret? And here we are now in Hither Blue Lake. The same story, a foreign couple cooking delicious food. I did my research in an attempt to see things crystal clear once and for all. And as I observed you, I was not surprised to notice that not all the customers who entered your shop also left. I do not blame you for your practices. After all, it is hard to find high-quality meat these days.
Well, at least, like, they're respected, I guess? Even if it is... I mean, thinking about it and whatnot, it's really bad that they are revered in such a way, but altogether, it's kind of... These are troubling times. It would make sense to go down this route. I wouldn't personally, say it's a good thing, but I can honestly see this happening in real life. And I don't like the idea that that is actually something I can see. I really don't. I do think that this is, however, going to be the last day, and hopefully we get a cutscene.
I should clean this from the taint.
Honestly, for $5 or so, if I'm remembering correctly, this game isn't entirely too bad. It has an interesting plot. The main characters aren't exactly the heroes either, they're the villains. And honestly, there's more about to go down. Wait, what the hell is this? Why is that highlighted? What is this? I wonder what that is.
It's really warm.
It's highlightable. I don't know. We'll go ahead, we'll make some clothes, and we'll get start on some meat pies because we are running a little bit low.
Okay. I don't need to clean! I do need to kill, however!
Almost there. There we go. Now we can put this on. Put that out. We're about to get somebody to take some clothes.
Moving there.
I don't really think that sausages are good, however. I will say that, like, I do get that because they do make more, they need to, like, make less. But if that is the case, then I feel like the amount of time it takes to actively prep it isn't exactly, like, a good way to go about it. I don't know. I don't think sausages are, like, a key part of this strategy. I haven't been playing this game enough to actively, like, know if it's a good thing or not. Probably when, like, people start ordering it, okay, but, like, as for just, like, a display where they walk in, they come get the food and whatnot, and then they can, like, come walk out, if anything, it's not too much of a thing to relatively go by. I think that, maybe a stake would be a better opportunity to invest in. We'll just have to take some time, see. And by take time, I mean, you guys can always, get this game too. It's an incredibly nice game for how much it costs. And it's not getting dull anytime soon either. I kind of like these little, resource management games. Even if I am having a little bit too much of one thing. And, not every resource management game has to be, a terribly hard game either. It's very simplistic. All you really need is the two main characters. And that's it. You don't have to worry about recruiting anyone else, as far as I know. There may be two portraits, but that does not mean that, you won't get more people along the way. After all, there are going to be people who are probably in the business of this as well. The way that he just kills people is really sad, too. Why are you just on our balcony? It's about time. I'm going inside. You wait for me here. Don't try to run away. People are disappearing in this neighborhood. If I were you, I wouldn't stray too far. Alright, Mr. Elliot. I'll wait right here for you. When he uses his scissors to do the killing. I thought it was a knife, but it's actually his scissors. It does look like we'll probably get to kill him too.
Welcome back, Mr. Elliot. I've been waiting for you.
Hello, Percival.
Please take your place in front of the mirror.
I like people who don't waste my time. I'm leaving in a few days, my friend. This time I'm heading to a dangerous place full of wild beasts. I will need my best rifle. They could pounce on me before I even notice. Ravenous and wonderful creatures. I prefer them hanging over my fireplace, though. I'm sure you understand my meaning, Percival.
Yes, I understand. I always used to hunt for a living. But I don't like rifles.
That was kind of a weird sentence, though. I always used to hunt. Just get rid of the always.
I prefer to wait for my prey to fall into my traps. I like flies in a spider web. And then stab them to death.
I would have never guessed. I thought you had always worked as a tailor.
This is something that I would usually keep to myself. Though it seems secrets don't remain such for long in this city. By the way, maybe you happen to know someone who goes by the moniker of Mr. J. Since you are such a well-known figure in town.
That's an obvious question. My reputation precedes me wherever I go. Of course, I know some people whose name starts with a J, but the list would run many pages.
Think about it. Someone who hates you, or who you don't get along with.
I'm a beloved person, Percival. You're bothering me with this story.
Might someone want you dead for any reason?
Enough of this nonsense. It was a mistake to come to this dump.
As always, good manners get you nowhere. Luckily, I find you annoying as hell.
Ooh, he punched me. A prey who puts up a fight. Ooh, time to punch the absolute crud out of this fool. And I'm banging. Oh my lord.
He was really getting on my nerves. We shouldn't have come here. This so-called Mr. J better have a good reward for us. Now I need to find a place to hide this Frick's corpse. A cold one. This is the coldest room in the house. The flesh would be better preserved here.
We're gonna turn that into a freezer?
What are you doing here?
Good morning, sir. Sorry to bother you. Do you happen to know where Mr. Elliot has gone? He told me to wait outside, but I went inside the pub downstairs for a moment. There was a great smell coming from there, and I was rather hungry. Then, the good lady gave me a pie. It was really delicious, but I don't have any money on me. So, I was looking for Mr. Elliot, but I can't find him. Has he left the shop already?
Yes, several minutes ago.
Oh, really? Did he mention anything about where he was going? I can't pay for the pie otherwise.
He didn't tell me anything. I'm sure he will come back to get you, kid. And don't worry about the pie. Let's just say it's on the house this time.
Oh, thank you, mister. You're such a kind man. I don't think Mr. Elliot is coming back, though. He's probably angry because I disobeyed him. He bought me and I can be replaced any time.
Well then, find yourself another job. You won't last long without any money in this city. Not everyone is as generous as I am.
Can I help here? I'm a fast learner.
I'll think about it, kid.
I'll get back to you. Thank you very much.
Fast learner, slow walker, that's for sure. Hildred may need a little help in the pub.
Okay, annoying blonde guy is the achievement. Okay, so that's where we're going to wrap it up. What is this? Oh, it's a door to get up here. So then is this a door to get up here? I guess so. Okay.
As fast as I can.
Duly noted. So this is where we're going to end it here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. And honestly, I think that this is a very wonderful game. And honestly, like, I wouldn't mind, doing more of it, but I already have my hands full at the moment. And hey, if anything, let me just go ahead and double check the price right fast for you guys. Because it could definitely be that maybe, like, I'm not entirely remembering it correctly. So I'm just going to it's not, where is it? Hold up. It probably disappeared from the store because reasons. Store page, please. Yeah, it's $5 right now. It is on sale, 10% off, so you get it for $4.49. And it ends on the 6th, so this will most likely definitely be put out onto the channel most likely tomorrow, the 4th. So you guys will have time to actually, if you want to, take part of the deal, save 50 cents. Money is money, And so with that, I'd like to bid you all adieu. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Bye. Goodbye. Kaka. Kaka. Bye-bye. Kaka.
Kaka?